And there we go. So I have to set up the stream on Twitch before I can stream to YouTube. A bit annoying, but there we go. Anyway. Oh, YouTube's a bit big. I'm just going to make sure that it is actually... Please tell me it's actually turning up on screen. Otherwise I'll be very, very annoyed. It is. It's just my paranoia. Okay. I have never, ever, ever played this before in my life. So, I do not know what to expect. Please don't spoil. But, yeah. I don't know what to expect. And I'm kind of excited for it. So, yes. This is the first time I've ever played this. I don't know if I can play this with my controller. But if I can't, I'm just going to have to suck it up and play with keyboard and mouse.
Get back! A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife.
Well, that's charming.
Last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife. Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken.
I have put this
my meds this time. You won't be needed for the next few months.
So it seems quite simple. So, where is his bathroom? Okay, it must be like out of order. That's not a bathroom. Okay, that's his office. That looks like a bathroom, but... Ah!
Okay, time to pull myself together.
You smashed the mirror.
Get back to work.
Enough.
I need to set the camera first.
Take the camera from the storage room. Okay, that's not creepy at all. That's not creepy at all. I haven't played this. Hey, Twin!
Now remember,
Welcome
Jack,
in! How are
don't
you?
forget, hit the record button this time.
I have never played this! I have never played this! I'm scared that it's gonna be like Mortuary Assistant, where I'm just gonna scream my guts out and my mum's gonna be like, I don't blame you, to be fair.
Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up.
It does have a nudity filter, so yes, I'm using that. Anyone who's like, what the hell? Twitch's rules, not mine. And also
I
YouTube's.
just have to get...
Reminds me, actually, I needed to do something quickly on YouTube, otherwise I am going to be in a bit of... Oh, bloody hell. Close it, put restrictions. Okay, I can't put restrictions on it apparently. But... Okay, well, that's on me then. Hey, welcome in.
Get everything in frame.
Oh, yeah. You like to jump scare me. Okay.
This should be fine. November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43
I'm scared!
Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy, step by step.
Oh
For those
god,
of you
here
who
we go.
have already performed your first autopsy, this will refresh your basic knowledge. In turn, for those whose knowledge is only theoretical, I advise not to watch this after a meal.
Fair enough. Good thing I haven't eaten recently. That is a chalkboard. That is a chalkboard. That is a chalkboard. Oh, I mean that.
Let's start.
Okay, so we
Always wear an
need.
apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, It's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well,
It's so
you may
splashy.
end up with diarrhea.
Oh, lovely. Nice.
The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time. In the process of reviewing and securing forensic evidence, it is
I have a
difficult
really
not to
strong
interfere
stomach,
with
so
the
I'm not
original
that bothered,
condition of
but
the deceased.
oh my
Written and
god.
photographic documentation plays a vital role.
It's
throughout
just
the
a
entire
splashy for me.
examination
It's like, oh no. Don't call
During
things
your
splashy.
research, be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive to detail. Many injuries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead.
Okay.
So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself. Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we? The deceased's name is Tobias Chambers, locally known as Old Toby.
I don't think this
Almost
is
an
bad,
unemployed
and
for
I've
the
seen a
couple
real
of years.
autopsy. I've actually seen a real autopsy. I've done
The
forensics
deceased
in
was found on the
uni.
outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows.
Fair enough.
The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man. He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years ago. They both had no contact with the deceased. Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket. That's it. It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves.
Oh, the gloves. Where are the gloves? That's a note. That's not gloves, Megan. Jesus fuck. And yeah, I have seen a real autopsy. Wasn't
Now
that
it's our
bad?
turn to take some pictures for our files. If I
Okay.
can just remember where I left the camera. It's in here somewhere. Aha! There you are. I knew it was here somewhere.
That's a really old camera.
As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame.
Okay, it's not letting me. There we go.
Voila. Now we move on to the next step, looking for traces. Take your time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary.
It's a dead person. That is out of the ordinary for me. Oh, I think I got something.
Some wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite,
Ooh.
probably because the subject's shoes were too small.
Ouch.
Hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite? That's something interesting. It will be necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain.
Oh shit, yeah, we're gonna have to look at the brain. That not something? But I would say that was something. Sure. Okay, that's not something, apparently. That's something.
Poorly healed wound. Looks old. I'll take a closer look later. In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data. Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass, knife. I guess I forgot to clean the knife. Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass, knife. I guess I forgot to clean the knife.
I was about to say that does not look like. I don't know. Why the donuts?
I wasn't sure it would amount to anything, but the World Wide Web has been a blessing for speeding up my work.
Okay, so on the autopsy, apparently I forgot to clean the knife. I can't see where the knife is.
Poor soul. I get cases like this more than any other. A considerable collection.
Not in there, obviously. I can't imagine it's in there. It's not that one as we can't pick it up. Come on.
It's been a while since the eye wash in this thing was changed. It's probably a health hazard now.
I can't see any knives missing.
Scalpel, scissors, syringe. Scalpel, scissors,
I can't pick it up.
syringe, magnifying.
Settings. Controls. Say F to
Glass, knife.
I can't equip it.
Scalpel.
I don't know what to do. I genuinely don't know what to do.
Personal information.
Oh, okay.
The deceased was unclothed. Date. Okay. As you can see, I note everything down on previously prepared forms.
Okay.
Every pathologist must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure, but also collates the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass.
Okay, so gotta take a closer look. Inspect the areas with a magnifying glass. So we even have a magnifying glass? Apparently we do. Tab.
Which spot first? It
May
looks
as well.
like a burn mark. No doubt painful. That's not
Ouch.
pertinent for this case. Definitely a painful mix of frostbite, abrasions, and
that does
blisters.
not look
Toby
nice.
has been wearing shoes too small for him.
Oh, whoops. I did not mean to just do that, my bad. It's okay. If I had a brain, I would be lethal. Thankfully, it's non-existent somewhere.
For a very long time. That's if he wore any at all.
Okay, so let's go back. What I do like is that it pauses, so like even if I accidentally oops. Do try and like not accidentally try to skip dialogue. There's something else to zoom in here. Well, why won't it let me zoom into the head?
I can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell, and this was an accident just waiting to happen.
Oops. Tab. Magnifier.
Here we can see frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color.
That looks painful.
So far, there are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes.
A mannequin? I don't even see a mannequin. I didn't even see a mannequin. There isn't one. Nope. Shit.
First, I
Right,
mark
there
the
we go.
location of the injuries and making the head wound. Definitely an important clue. We're not in frost season. Even though this type of wound didn't contribute to the deceased's death, we're still required to record it. If Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period, the frostbite could have resulted from the body's defense reaction. The safety of the various types of accidents are considering the conditions in which he slept. His body may have become hypothermic. This is of no interest to us. The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any signs of freezing internally. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list. We still have one thing left from the basics: rigor mortis. Well, we take our deceased by the hand, gradually re-raise it.
Oh, whoops.
Now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose. What's the conclusion?
Thank you.
Death must have occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct.
Okay, so...
Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this, I need an oscillating saw. The cut is made from ear to ear.
Wait, I can use my controller? Oops.
After which, we remove the skin and the top of the skull. After the basic examination, we can see that the brain's cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a cross-section. Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now.
Okay.
My head. No. This is too much for me. My pills. They should be in the bathroom. I can't do it without the pills.
Okay then. Is he a werewolf? No. No. Oh, that's his office. Right, that's storage room. Out of order. This weird ass pill room. Oh! Oh! Dude, you touched a dead person! Hey, welcome in. Thank you. Oh! Those gloves touched a dead person and you're just happily like... No. No, my guy. No. That is a health hazard. I'm pretty sure that's
Holding a long, narrow blade knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us.
How the hell am I supposed to do that? Okay. Uh. Okay.
No. No, 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 no. No. This is too much for me. My pills. They should be in the bathroom. Pills. I need my pills. I can't. No. My pills. They should. No. Pills. Pills. I need my. My head. Office of the Medical Examiner, Beatsville. Dr. Jack Hanman is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife. Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken. Where did I leave my meds this time? Okay. And get back to work. I need to set the camera first. Now remember, Jack, don't forget to hit the record button this time. Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up. Now, this should be fine. Recording this autopsy is... Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious for the... Let's start. Always goggle, and it's true. The cadaver makes like I in the pit written during many and remember. So get now onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. The deceased's name, homeless. The deceased was found on the outskirts where the body was noticed by a state. Initial signs, empty bottles, trait. He worked his son. That's it. It's worth remembering the context around. This allows you. I shouldn't start.
Gloves are over there.
Now, if I could just... Aha! There you are. I knew it was here. As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin try and let's... Voila! Now we move on to the... Take your time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary. A boiler healed wound. Looks old. I'll take a closer look later. That's something interesting. It will be necessary to check whether this injured hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite? Some wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite. In a moment, but... Personal information, as ever. So, let's begin. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass.
Which spot first? It looks like a burn. No. Here we can see we can. I can confirm that. Definitely old.
I do like the way it's actually
So
teaching
far,
you as
there
if
are a
like
lot of
you're
let's go.
recording for students. I think that's kind of cool. So we want
First, I
shift,
marked the locate the
clipboard.
head wound. We're not in if Toby's, even though this type of wound didn't contribute. As you can see, considering the conditions of this, the nights we will check since it is. We still have one thing left from the basics, rigor mortis. Well, we take our deceased by the hand, gradually re-raise it. Now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose. What's the conclusion? Death must have occurred. The police. Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this, I need an oscillating saw. The cut is made from ear to ear. After which, we remove the skin and the top of the skull. Some pathologists prefer to examine, however. Holding a long, narrow blade all the time.
Ah. It's that easy.
So far, so good. The hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain. We can rule the fatal accident out as well. Brain is in good but to proceed to the internal examination. I grab a scalpel from my kit.
So you're gonna get a
The
scalpel.
incision should be in the shape of a letter Y. We use a deep cut to reach all the way to the ribs. And alright, now we peel back and separate the skin.
Cool.
Now, we need to remove the ribs. We'll need the loppers for this.
So we will need these.
Quite a satisfying crunch, for some anyway. After removing, we can see widespread black and tarry deposits caused by smoking cigarettes. Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death. It didn't kill her, but... what was that? Lungs. Yes. Advanced inflammation.
Oh, that's not nice.
What now? Now's a good time to collect.
It's not. Oh no, not again. Wait a minute. Select the syringe.
Specifically 3. From the eye, the heart. 5 milliliters from the left ventricle should do it.
Okay, so in the eye,
Left on the
bladder,
we draw about 10 milliliters of fluid.
and the
Vitreous
eye.
humor analysis is
Yep.
very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse. Now we
Ah.
take our samples to the centrifuge. But before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings. Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
So far, this is pretty cool. It's got a bit of a spooky vibe, but I don't know if that's just because of, you know, the general
This whole thing's
spookiness.
Covered in stains.
I
I
mean,
should check this out under the microscope
are
sometime.
you surprised? You pick it up with your gloves that you use to dissect a
Let's get
human
back to the
being.
examination.
I'm just saying. Like,
We put all of the samples into the rotor.
1, 2, and then the third one.
Now, we set the appropriate time and speed.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Notes. Speed 70. Time 15, so... What? 15
Okay.
and
Let's
70.
roll.
Hey!
Oh shit. The fuses again.
Are we sure it's
My
the
old
fuses?
but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy. My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy. My old but trusted centrifuge.
Okay, well, what do I do then? Bond toxicology
Poor
test.
soul. I get cases like this more than any other.
Nope. I can't see where to go. What to do. Um. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I just caught my, what you call it? Okay, so apparently I haven't touched the presence of alcohol.
Poor soul. I get cases like this more. Ideal for all the ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
So I have done it. 2 seconds. I'm just gonna look this up very quickly because I'm a little confuzzled on what to do. Oh, definitely confused. Looks like I'm not the only person. Oh, right, okay, it's that simple, I guess. Nope, not that simple. Just checking what to do because I have no clue. Okay, so apparently I need to reset the fuses before I do anything. Good to know.
Where were we? Oh, yes. The blood alcohol concentration.
There we go.
Let's see what we've got here.
So grab these.
Everything's separated as it should. Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all.
Okay.
Let's go further. We will now focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart.
Nice.
We remove the organ and examine it closely. We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that stand out as abnormal. At first glance, the heart looks fine. The pulmonary trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to Toby's death. Now let's take a closer look at the size is normal. And as expected, the stomach has no major external damage. We must now cut it open and inspect inside. We will do it carefully so that its contents do not spill out.
Okay. No pressure.
We open the stomach along the
Ah!
temperature.
Oh no! No. Okay.
I already feel like there's something left inside.
Okay. Oh god. Oh god. This is like playing one of those games when you're a kid. You know, those things where if you touch his eyes it shocks it. It shocks you. Yeah, that game. I used to hate that game. We had like the wishbone and stuff like that in Wadi. No, just my memory. I would be shocked. I'm flipping terrified. Okay. Just keep slicing, just keep slicing. Yeah. It's not the fact that I'm slicing a liver, it's the fact that I'm like really like with this.
Okay.
Ooh.
Large amount of gas. Small amounts of yellow, grayish food content, resembling some kind of meat.
Yummy.
Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
Whoa. I don't know what just happened there. My apologies.
There are two ways here. One is obvious, and the other is... It couldn't have been suffocation, could it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the deceased's neck. At first glance, the trachea looks normal. Same result as with the stomach. The external inspection doesn't tell us anything. This time we'll cut on a tray. While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a precise incision. To be able to cut with a
Oh, no!
blade, We must hold the scalpel as we would a pen. And after careful examination and deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
Choked on his own vomit? I'm not sure.
Based on the report and preliminary documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back. Then, the gastric contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death.
Oh, whoops.
That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties. And now it's all clear. The death, the mystery is solved. But for us, this is not the end. First, the dead body needs to be cleaned up. For this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin flaps.
Fair enough.
And then, we sew the deceased back up. I'm using the baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do. Beautiful. Now we say goodbye to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge, ready for the next stage of their journey.
Fair enough.
God, I'm tired. I'll drop these samples off at the lab on the way to the bar. I'll call Steven. I don't feel like drinking alone today.
Well, that's nice. Of course, the deceased an alky, but that's not a sign of it. Okay. Oh, okay. Someone took his work home with them?
Forgive me. What?
I'm just as...
Fuck. I should take my pills. Time flies, and probably doesn't have to get up to work. So much light everywhere. It's a shame this won't help with my hangover.
Yeah, well, you know, you got a hangover, because...
The fucking phone. Okay. I know I'm late. I'll be there soon. It's not like the dead are impatient.
Jack, no.
Alice? Who is this?
It's Charlotte Graves.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I thought... it was work calling.
It's okay. I hate it when work calls me at home, too. How is everything? We haven't talked since... you know.
Well, there are good days, and there are bad days. What can I say? At least I can hide away at work.
Well, you always were the most comfortable in the dissecting room. Listen, I have an unusual request.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
How can I help?
It's nothing serious. I just wanted to ask. Do you
Will you
have
dare say
any
my
pictures of
husband?
Alice? Maybe one where the two of us are together? I'd love to have something to remind me of her.
I guess. I'm not sure. I'll look through her things.
Thank you. I'm sorry to trouble you with this. All this can't be easy for you.
I'll get through it somehow. I've been meaning to sort through her stuff for a while. Have you asked Stephen if he has anything?
Yes, I spoke with him this morning. He said he gave everything to their mother and that I should ask you.
I see.
Jack, I know you're trying. That you cope somehow. Stephen's there for you. Although, well, we all know how he can be. But, I mean, if you want him to reminisce about Alice, talk.
I really should go now. I overslept, I'm late for work, and I still have some errands to run on the way.
Oh, okay, sure. Sorry to keep you.
I'll look for something and send it over. Thanks for the call, and bye.
Oh, do you have my address?
Not on hand. You'd best remind me again.
292 Browning Lane, apartment 432, Johnson City, New York, 13790.
Got it. Thanks.
Thank you. It would mean a lot to me. Just miss her so much.
Yeah, me too. And that's okay. Really, no problem.
Thank you. Take care, Jack.
You too, Charlotte. It was nice to hear you. Well, that was a bit unexpected. I should probably find something to send. I'm not in the mood for music lately. They certainly have more will to live than I do. The remnants of last night's binge with Stephen. I'm not sure if it's still edible.
She was certainly pretty.
It's been almost a year. Alice and Charlotte in Amsterdam. It would be better if Charlotte had this. It deserves to be on display and not hidden in a drawer. Okay, time to go to work. I'm seriously late. Oh shit, I should grab some coffee and aspirin on the way.
You know what they say about aspirin? Not good for you.
Standard correspondence consisting of bills, advertising leaflets, and... Oh, for fuck's sake. Maybe they'll finally fix that door.
Probably not. Just saying, probably not.
I hope this helps, Charlotte. How time to go.
not weird at all. Which one's his car? I'm literally clicking every car there is. Oh, damn it. This one.
Damn, I forgot my jacket. Ah, well. I'll brave it for tonight. Too bad.
I was about to say, mate, you're already late. You can't really afford to, like, go get your jacket and shit.
Nice and fresh.
Nice.
At least it's peaceful here. Good evening, Mr. Ridley. Has Steven delivered the body?
Mm-hmm.
Did he leave it where he usually does?
Uh-huh.
As always, it's a real pleasure talking to you.
If you say so.
Some corpses have more personality than this guy.
Go to the office first. My bad.
Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I'd better check the answering machine. Mom always said not to accept sweets from strangers.
Hi, Jack. I dropped by a little early today. I left the body with Ridley in the corridor. He wasn't sitting in the locker then, so maybe he'll even throw him into the room. Well, how are you doing? Yeah, I mean, it's your first birthday without her, and... This, I still have a hangover, and you know me, I run to the John like the neighbor's fucking dog. You know, today I slipped on his shit again. That
Ew.
fucking furball. He always has to shit next to my car. Anyway, I can't come over in the evening, but we'll catch up on the weekend, okay? Bye. I almost forgot. Charlotte called me this morning. She asked about you, so answer your calls, Jack. This time it's not a reprimand for being late.
That's par for the course. I wonder when this clown will learn to look Earth Day. I actually forgot it was today. Alice baked me muffins like these every birthday. Okay, joke's over. Apron, gloves, and get to work.
Just nosing around mostly. Hey, I'm good. How are you? Trying out a new game, and I'm also playing with keyboard and mouse for the first time.
I need to order another batch of these. I've got
And tomorrow is my birthday, so I'm kind of, I don't know.
Oh man. I wrote that.
Yeah, not bad. It's
You were on that talent
easier
show.
than I
What's
expected,
your name
but
again?
Yeah, so far no jump scares, but I have a
Steven
feeling they're
laughs at me
coming.
for recording everything. He says I have a bigger collection of stuff like this than most of the creeps he's caught. November 21st, 1991. Time, 9:13 p.m. The autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman, lecturer for the Medical University of Missouri. After yesterday's lecture, you should already know the ins and outs, so today we'll be consolidating our knowledge. So, where do I start? Yes, Samantha Barker. Now remember, there's probably gonna be a lot of chatter about this.
Whoops.
Found in her own apartment by police patrol. Officers were called by a concerned friend of the deceased, who had been unable to contact Barker for several days. After her first album became a commercial success, she was hit with a creative drought. She suffered panic attacks and severe sleep problems. Drugs and medication came into play. The deceased was found in her own apartment, in a semi-recumbent position on an armchair. Large quantities of alcohol and empty packets of sleeping pills were also found in the apartment. During the interrogation, a friend of the deceased admitted that Samantha never got to grips with the sudden fame that came after winning such a high-profile talent show.
Wait, is there more? Oh, there
When
is.
questioned, friends admitted that Samantha's last days before losing contact seemed extremely happy and relaxed. She also quit drinking alcohol and mentioned something about rehab. The friend also admits that there was no indication of an impending tragedy. Well, let's see what settled this matter. As you can see, the body is fully clothed. Therefore, before we move on to photographic documentation, we must remove the clothes. This time, we don't have to focus on the clothes. Okay, now we can continue with the examination. Again, begin by taking photographs of the cadaver. I guarantee that over time, it will cease being embarrassing for you. First, we photograph the whole body. And now, any suspicious-looking marks or wounds. Yes, I've seen this many times.
So there's several. Definitely of interest.
Interesting. Very uneven. We need to investigate this.
Oh, I just saw a clip. Just saw a flash or something.
Well, there's even more here. You don't get such bruises from a normal contusion. A few we will need to look into here.
And go here, chop these down. And start to perform the autopsy, so she's closed. She's
Notes
clothed
prepared.
even.
Time to take a closer look.
Get the magnifying glass.
Some furrows have imprinted more strongly, others less, as if
Ooh.
someone was undecided.
Ouch.
The number of bruises suggests that there may have been some kind of tussle. Such bruises are caused by either a very heavy blow or by some internal issues. And here's something interesting. The skin of the deceased is covered with numerous blisters. Some of them are ruptured, others still contain fluid residue.
Oops, no. Make the tool.
More numerous blisters.
But
We have some leads to investigate here. Let's write this down. On the
So-
neck of the deceased, given the condition of the deceased, it's difficult to tell immediately. Currently, it's difficult to say whether the bruises were the result. In general, such blisters, although it's easier to have abrasions on your feet, but the number and size of the blisters suggests that a severed spinal cord. Examination with a UV lamp will dispel some. After examining the organs, I'll add barbiturates to the list to be checked in the lab later. Given the testimony of the victim's friend, I add, but first I'll check for external traces. For this, we use the good old UV lamp.
So, one
I look
easy.
carefully at the whole. The area around the head is empty. Torso, empty without marks. Legs, there's nothing. Right hand clean. The left hand seems to be fine. No marks. Ah, well, nothing to surprise us here. Now gently, we take the deceased by the hand. And we check for rigor mortis.
Oops.
Again, the hand falls freely. Since we don't have a definitive lead, we will examine all the key organs one by one. So, I'm starting the internal inspection.
Am I
I
gonna
dissect
want the
the skin of the
scalpel?
deceased. And I proceed to deflect the skin flaps. Compared with yesterday's body, the deceased has only trace amounts of adipose tissue. Now for the ribs. What do we have here? Or rather, what don't we have? There is certainly no sign of internal bleeding. Before I disembowel the deceased, I will take samples for toxicological tests to determine the alcohol content in the body. I just need my syringe. Just to be sure, I'm taking samples of 3 organs: the eyeball, the heart, and the bladder. Analysis will rule out, or confirm, alcohol poisoning as the cause of death.
Get some from the heart. Oh, some from the eye. And some from the bladder.
I'll transfer these to the centrifuge.
Oops.
My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
I need to grab his thing
What was
from the
it?
office.
1570, 1075.
Thought it was 1570, but sure. Oops. That's not his office. That's his office.
Numbers have never been my strong point. It's probably why I regularly forgot birthdays and anniversaries. How
Yeah,
lucky Alice
I get
always
that.
forgave me.
So, yep, I was right. One, 2, 3.
Gently does it with this old thing. Handle with kid gloves. I'm starting the centrifuge. Let's see what results come out. The laboratory is already open, so... Fucking hell! Ridley! Mr. Ridley! The fuses need resetting. Where is he? Fuck it. I'll do it myself.
In the storeroom.
First the right, and then the left. And voila.
Not so bad. Bit freaky.
Jack Hanman speaking.
Easy, why so rude?
Steve? Sorry, man. This place is falling apart, and Ridley won't even lift a finger to help. You just can't work here.
Did the centrifuge strip the fuses again?
Yeah, Eventually, everything's gonna go up in smoke.
Look on the bright side. It's a free cremation with your autopsy.
Oh
Jesus,
God.
stop it. That shit pisses me off.
Okay, sorry, Jack. Anyway, I'm calling to ask how the autopsy's going. Soon there'll be journalists skipping around for info, so we best be ready.
I'll whiz through this in a couple of hours. It doesn't look like a complicated case to me. More of a formality. The report will be available in the morning.
Sounds great. Thanks. Phew. How's your head?
Well, my head seems better than yours. On the way to work.
Holy fuck.
What? What's happening?
Quiet.
A 3-car police convoy was involved in an accident near Pete's Bay Bridge while transporting prisoners to Orleans Parish Prison. At the moment, we do not know the exact number of victims or whether any of the convicts escaped. However, the scale of the accident indicates a large number of victims, possibly even fatal ones. Police are on their way to investigate the incident and secure the area. We know that the injured prisoners are on death row. The police were to transport them to their execution, which was to take place tomorrow morning. Many of them are very dangerous criminals. We will report on the matter on an ongoing basis, so stay tuned with us.
What? Steven, was Red Pete one of the passengers? He was, wasn't he? What if he survived?
Jack, I have to go. You want me on site?
What if he survived?
I gotta go. Talk to you later, okay?
Fuck. Calm down, Jack. Pills. I need my pills. You heard him, Jack. A serious accident. Yes. Nothing's going to happen.
I still wouldn't take those with autopsy gloves on. No.
Christ. I've got to get back to work.
That's a bit weird.
Technical break. At least I know I can pursue a career as my old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy. Alright, let's see if we were able to get anything out of this piece of crap. And miraculously, yes, the samples did spin.
And the rack? What rack? I don't know what rack.
Poor soul. I get cases like this more than any other. A considerable collection.
I don't know where the rack is, so... see where someone else puts them, and then I will transfer them myself. Okay, so I think that, like, out there. What I've seen anyway.
Alright, let's load this up.
Yep.
I placed the test tubes in the rack. Now, just take 5 milliliters from each.
Oops.
Precisely. And the next.
Okay, never mind. It needs 10.
Five more. We put the prepared sample into the machine. Let's see what we have here. The results indicate that the deceased did consume alcohol shortly before her death. However, this is not an amount that could cause poisoning leading to death. Just slight inebriation. I can return to the body and continue the rest of the examination.
Okay.
The
Return.
chromatograph results show that we can eliminate alcohol poisoning from our list of potential causes of death.
So-
However, remember that alcohol can affect the functioning of the entire body. It disturbs the heart rhythm, accelerating its rate, and dilutes the blood, which may result in more severe bleeding in the event of an accident. Also remember that alcohol affects the metabolism of drugs in the liver, which I'll now look at. First, I'll pick up the syringe again.
So we'll need the
I'll take
syringe.
samples from the liver and the heart to test the concentration of barbiturates in the body.
Awesome.
That's enough. I'll do the test later. I'd best not try my luck with the centrifuge right now. Now I remove the liver. No lesions. However, it is slightly enlarged. Perhaps it's a slight inflammation or drug-induced damage. It may also be the result of the deposition of substances from drugs. Let's check the weight of the organ. The weight is 1,300 grams. The liver is enlarged.
Okay.
I'll move on to a cross-sectional study. Perhaps the enlargement is the result of early cancerous changes. The blade glides through smoothly. I don't feel like I'm encountering any changes with an unusual structure.
Okay.
No steatosis or cirrhosis. The liver is actually quite clean inside. The liver is basically healthy. We already know that the deceased didn't abuse alcohol. The question is, what about drugs? Or I move on to the heart. Oh. At a glance, we can see signs of a heart attack. The deceased is definitely too young to have a heart attack due to natural causes. The liver is enlarged, not from alcohol poisoning, and the heart looks like it has collapsed. So, I guess we need to go to the centrifuge and check for these barbiturates.
Right.
I wonder how the last time I saw this, he was a middle-aged guy. He took his medication and forgot about it. So he took another pill. He forgot again and took another one. And another one. Until he took the last one. That's why it's better to... This sort of thing rarely happens anymore. Doctors tend to prescribe benzodiazepines. They are safer, but...
Okay, so notes apparently. It's for alcohol. 10 minutes 75. Can it let me like change the thing though? Apparently not. Question mark. There we go. So 10 minutes at 75.
We close the centrifuge and pray that it doesn't trip anything again. It looks like our luck is in. We can take the samples to the lab now.
Awesome. Let's head to the lab.
Okay, 2 samples this time. 6 milliliters each.
Set up the pipette. Oh, whoa. And 12. And we'll want to collect a second.
Well,
Oh!
let's see how much of it we
Oops! Cool. Move on. And let's have a look at the results.
Nothing surprising. Significant amounts of phenobarbital metabolites of hepatic origin. Looks like I'll have to check the contents of the deceased stomach.
Okay.
The tests show that the collected blood contained enough barbiturates to cause cardiopulmonary collapse. The question now is whether it was an accident or a deliberate act. I'm proceeding to examine the stomach. Before extraction, I ligate the entire organ to prevent its contents from spilling out. Okay, I'm now cutting out the organ, which will move to the board for dissection.
Oh. It's the movement I've got to make that really I don't like. Other than that,
Normally,
I'm
the
fine.
stomach and intestines are full of surprises.
Hey, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. How was your
This
stream?
time, we see remnants of...
Please let me. How was your raid? How was your stream? Thank you for the raid. Sorry, my
undigested
brain is
food
just.
and a dense mass of pills. You don't take this many drugs by accident.
Hey, welcome in. Oh, Jesus.
Length and width normal. No obvious pathological changes. Undigested drugs found in the stomach of the deceased. The direct cause of death was probably
Hey.
an overdose. I'll check the rest of the organs, and then the nervous system. Lungs are normal, no lesions. The deceased's trachea is normal, complete patency. The deceased's intestine is normal, no clear pathological changes. Abdominal cavity checked off. We can check the brain.
Okay. I'm about to
I
cut
need
into
to
somebody's
open the lid of the
brain,
skull.
so
The brain.
be warned, people. You're about to see a human brain. Well, game's version of a human brain.
Brain is normal. No obvious lesions. Alright. I need to dissect it on a board.
Oh god, more dissection. I hate this. I hate this because my hand is not steady.
Using a knife, I carefully cut through the brain tissue.
Yeah. Carefully. Yeah, have you met me?
As expected, the deceased's brain is in excellent condition. No discoloration or changes due to hypoxia. There is still the matter of the marks on the neck. They look superficial, but who knows? Maybe the spinal cord has been severed. I need goggles and a saber saw. I think the goggles were in the desk drawer. Alice. Saw. I need saw. Oh. I know. I probably left it in the basement after its last cleaning.
Wait, I have to go and get the basement key? Oh god. Why do I have a feeling I'm not gonna like this?
Mr. Ridley, I need a key to the basement.
It's in the social room.
Why is the key lying in the... never mind. Thank you.
Hey, Hammond. Did you hear about the convoy? Maybe you'll get a chance to relive your glory days and catch Red Meat again, huh?
Let's hope there won't be a need for that.
Okay, so we want the social room. Oh, no, that's the exit.
If only he could put that much enthusiasm into his work.
Bathroom. Office. Where the hell's the social room? Unless everyone hangs out in the bathroom. In which case, yeah, I can see that. Storage. Social room, okay.
I get the feeling that searching through this rubbish is more pathogenic than working with corpses. Please, may this be the last trip.
Maybe I have... Security room. Where the hell's the basement? Not that I actually really want to go into the basement, but you know. Where the heck's the basement? Not in here. Nope, can't go in there either. Or in there.
Fuck. Why did the prison convoy have to get into an accident?
It's a
Jack,
bin.
take a deep breath. Deep, pleasantly cool breath.
Garage. Basement.
Nearly finished with the autopsy.
Found it eventually.
Then you can go home and rest.
I don't think I want to.
Fuck! It's jammed! Doesn't anyone do maintenance around here? Damn hatch. Damn red Pete. Will I ever again? Ever be... If only...
Yeah, totally not going down a creepy basement. Nope. Oh, Jesus.
Forgot this thing was standing
Jesus
here.
Christ!
It would be easier if I put things away properly. Ugh, damn student lectures and their fucking props.
I'm not jumpy. Nope. It's everyone else who's jumpy. I'm not jumpy. Nope. I am very, very jumpy. Totally not scared. No. Never. Me? Yeah, no, I'm petrified. To be fair, what's the worst that can happen? I'm
Sorry for
literally...
the short interruption. I hope you all took the opportunity to grab some coffee. And now that I have everything I need, I'll move on to revealing the spinal cord.
Oh.
The spine is removed.
Oof.
I can't do it without the pills.
Okay, we'll get him his pills. No big deal, I'm sure. Oh, wrong place.
I can see that the spinal cord was not severed. This shows that apart from the marks around the neck, hanging didn't negatively affect the condition of the deceased. Ladies and gentlemen, almost over. Now, to sum up and tidy away the body. The direct cause of Samantha Barker's death was a heart attack resulting from an overdose of barbiturates. Traces found on the body suggest that the overdose was a deliberate act, following a failed attempt to hang herself. The autopsy found no evidence or genetic materials indicating that death could have been the result of an attack. Third-party involvement must be excluded. Autograph, and we can start sewing. In the 1950s and 1960s, the use of barbiturates for suicide was actually quite common. I think it was most talked about after the death of Marilyn Monroe. At home, it was a help and comfort. On death row, a farewell to the convicts. Well, that's the way it goes. It isn't the drug, but the dose that makes the poison.
Again, no thanks.
Well, we're done for today. Thank you for your attention. Tiring day. I can feel those hunger pains coming on. I guess I'll have to pick something up along the way.
And maybe, you know, stop taking your tablets.
Well, do me good.
Hmm. Something will do him good. I'm not sure it'll be a
Good
nightcap.
night, Mr. Ridley. The police will pick up the... I guess there are actually two things in this world you can be certain of. Death and Ridley's reluctant attitude.
I get that.
Alright, maybe three things. My whiskey on the rocks when I get home.
Eh.
So cold. I guess I should have brought my jacket to work. This block can be quite intimidating when it's so quiet.
Oh, right, okay. Am I on the right floor? I didn't think I was.
What? What? What the fuck? But I locked it. I'm sure of it.
I mean, obviously not. I'm getting really tired, so I'm gonna leave it there for myself because I am absolutely exhausted. And then tomorrow I turn friggin' 30. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe I turned 30. Anyway, I am gonna end the stream here. I am exhausted and I need to get some sleep. I am also gonna raid out. So please do stick around for the raid. I do not know who I'm gonna raid yet, but definitely someone I'm following. And yeah, I'm gonna raid now. Thank you very much for watching, and I do appreciate it. I will have to say